In 79 AD, a Roman library was buried alive under 90 feet of volcanic rock. In the 1750s, tunnelers actually found it. Then they walled it back up and walked away. You were never taught its name in school. There's a reason for that, and the reason isn't the eruption. It's what's still sitting down there in the dark and who decided you'd never get to see it. The place is called the Villa of the Papyri. It sat on the Bay of Naples, just outside Herculaneum, a coastal town wiped off the map the same day as Pompeii. This wasn't some public library. It belonged to one Roman family, possibly Julius Caesar's own father-in-law. Inside, workers found scrolls, not stone, not pottery, paper, thousands of them carbonized into black logs by 500-degree gas. For centuries, everyone assumed they were firewood, ash, garbage. Then someone actually unrolled one. Inside was Greek philosophy nobody alive had read in 1700 years. That's where the real story starts, because what they found next they didn't want you asking about. Here's the detail they skip. The Villa of the Papyri is the only library to survive from the ancient world completely intact in its original location. Not copied, not rebuilt. The actual room, the actual shelves, the actual scrolls frozen mid-read. Around 1,100 scrolls were pulled from one wing alone, mostly Epicurean philosophy, some in the hand of a philosopher named Philodemus. Here's the part that should stop you cold. Excavators in the 1750s only tunneled through a fraction of the villa. They hit a wall, a marble floor, a lower level, and stopped. Dig records describe more rooms below, sealed off by solid volcanic rock. The Bourbon king running the dig wasn't a scholar. He was hunting statues to sell. Once the marble ran out, he lost interest. The rest of the library, possibly the larger half, was left exactly where it fell in 79 AD. It gets stranger. In the 1980s, excavators went back with better tools and found something the Bourbon diggers missed. A second floor, never touched, never mapped. Radar surveys since then have picked up more rooms, more shelving patterns, a possible second scroll collection larger than the first. Scholars who have spent careers on these scrolls believe that lower library could hold lost works of Aristotle, lost Roman histories, books quoted for 2,000 years by other ancient writers, books nobody alive has actually read. It's sitting less than 60 feet under a modern Italian town. Mapped, located, confirmed, still not dug up. But here's what doesn't add up. This isn't some jungle temple nobody can reach. Italy has the coordinates. Italy has the radar scans. Italy already has robotic imaging reading the surviving scrolls without unrolling them, using particle accelerators and AI to peel ink from carbonized paper, layer by layer. So why hasn't anyone gone back for the rest? Officials point to cost, and to the modern town of Herculaneum sitting directly on top, homes, streets, a church built right above the buried villa. Digging deeper means demolishing a living neighborhood. That's the official story. It's not the only one. Here's what actually happened. In the 1990s, Italian officials quietly shelved renewed excavation proposals, not because the technology wasn't ready, but because of what open access might expose. Herculaneum sits inside a legal minefield. Property rights over Herculaneum's buildings. Heritage restrictions freezing what can legally be touched. Underneath all of it, a funding fight dragging on for decades between ministries, foreign universities, and private donors who each want credit and control over whatever comes out of the ground first. Every serious tunneling proposal has stalled in committee, not because of ash, because of turf. Meanwhile, the scrolls already sitting in museum vaults sat unopened for 2 centuries because unrolling them turned priceless text to dust in seconds. Only now, with AI scanning, can we read what we already have without destroying it. For 200 years, the excuse was, we can't read them safely. That excuse is gone now. The deeper library is still sealed. The volcano buried it once. Bureaucracy and property law buried it a second time, and that second burial has already outlasted the first. Think about what that means. Somewhere under a modern Italian town sits a library that could hold the full, unbroken words of ancient writers we've only ever known through fragments and second-hand quotes. Entire schools of Greek and Roman thought, gone from history not because they were destroyed, but because a volcano preserved them so perfectly nobody's been allowed to finish digging them out. Every textbook chapter on lost, ancient knowledge assumes the losses are permanent. This site proves that assumption wrong. The knowledge isn't lost, it's located. It's 60 feet down under someone's kitchen floor, and it has been for 1900 years. So next time someone tells you a piece of ancient history is gone forever, ask them how they know. One library already came back from the dead once. Nobody in power has explained why it's still allowed to sit there unread, while the excuse for leaving it buried keeps quietly changing. 872 words within target range. Built on the real villa of the Papyri, Herculaneum. Literally buried, only partially excavated, second level detected by radar but never dug due to modern town and funding disputes on top of it.